Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibhijiritam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalang Srimadatatam Bhuvi Grinantiye Bhurida Janaha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, your gospel is like nectar and bliss showered upon the pain-stricken lives of suffering humanity. It dispels all the sins and misdeeds of life. It brings spiritual welfare in life. The spiritual beauty, prosperity and grace spreads through and through one who listens to your holy message. They are the real givers in the world who preach and pronounce the nectar of your holy message to the suffering humanity. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. We are on page 897. It is the date Tuesday, October 27, 1885, and Ramakrishna is staying in the Sampakur house. This was about, now today we read on page 897 where it starts. It was about 2 o'clock, that means noon time. Sri Ramakrishna and the devotees were sitting in the room. Atul brought with him a friend who was munsip, means a judge, one type of judge. Bakshi, the famous painter, arrived. He presented the master with several paintings. Sri Ramakrishna examined the pictures with great delight. Bakshi had long hair like a woman's. Sri Ramakrishna said, many days ago, a sannyasi came to Dakshineshwar who had hair 9 cubits long. He used to chant the name of Radha. He was very genuine. A few minutes later, Narendra began to sing. The song were full of spirit, of renunciation. He sang, O Lord, must all my days pass by so utterly in vain? Down the path of hope I gaze with longing day and night. He sang again, O Mother, thou my inner guide, ever awake within my heart. Day and night, thou holdest me in thy lap. Why dost thou show such tenderness to this unworthy child of thine? Then he sang again, O gracious Lord, if like a bee my soul cannot embed itself deep in the lotus of thy feet, what comfort can I find in life? What can I gain with wealth untold, neglecting thee, the supreme wealth? So we find that it's a noon time, but still then what a beautiful environment, spiritual environment is created. It can be created any moment of time. So, not that in the morning or in the evening or in the auspicious moments. Every moment is auspicious. If we can make it, bring it out, that spiritual inwardness. So, Sri Ramakrishna at 2:30 and a great, very respectable judge came and he was sitting there, and Naren came. Sri Ramakrishna saw that one gentleman came who showed some painting probably, and Ramakrishna was watching those paintings with great delight, and he had a long hair, and she said, then Ramakrishna said, many days ago a monk sannyasi came to Dakshineshwar who wore hair 9 cubit. 9 cubit means how much? 9 times 1.5 feet. 1 cubit is this, is 1 cubit.
13.5 feet.
Huh?
13.5 feet.
14.5 feet then. So his hair, long. He never cut it probably. But 9 cubit long, he used to chant the name of Radha. That's a Krishna Bhakta, devotee. When the Krishna Bhaktas all think that Krishna is only husband, we are all his wife. That relationship, Madhura Bhava, that is the spirit. But Ramakrishna said he was a genuine spiritual person, taking that mood. That means also proves that God realization is possible if one takes any mood sincerely and with deep yearning. This is the uniqueness of Sri Ramakrishna. And that is the truth. People misinterpret that way. Loving God in whatever way you like, it is God's love is pure, makes you pure. Loving God means God is such an element. Anyone, it is like philosopher's stone. Philosopher's stone is that stone, if you touch, anything you touch, it makes it gold. So, even it is the iron, piece of iron, not valuable much, it becomes a gold bar if you touch that. I do not know whether it is there or not, but there is such stories are there. So God is like that. Whatever anyone does, it becomes just purified by the touch itself. So it matters little in which way you touch the high voltage line. Just trample over it, touch it in the hand, hug it, or jump out of it, the reaction will be the same. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna said everyone have to move in their own mood. All the 5 moods, Santo, Daso, Sakha, Vatsalya, Madhura. Santo Bhav is this sannyasis, monastic's attitude. Seeing the sameness everywhere, seeing this one reality everywhere. Shanta Bhav. There is no excitement, there is no high emotion. Daso Bhav, there is emotion. I am your servant. Oh Lord, why are you not doing? Come to my life. I am dedicated to your service. No? There is one type of emotion. Daso, Sakha, friendship. Friend can behave with his friend very openly, without any reservation, and feeling that he is my own. You can say anything to a friend, real friend. You can make fun, you can make jokes, you can do. No one will mind about anything. God is my friend. Vatsalya is my child, he is my son, he is my own, dear own, or he is my father, no? Or my mother. And lastly, that Madhura Bhava, this attitude of that feeling that husband and wife, conjugal relationship. But that is with God. See, that is the point. Whatever way you touch God, it will purify, it will change the personality if one is sincere. But there are easier paths, there are difficult paths. But according to one's own taste and temperament, what is easier, what is tougher, they will have to decide. And Guru can decide. So this is the point. And that's why it says that the attitude of a woman's attitude she took, it is his attitude, and by that he says he has accomplished. Ramakrishna is certifying that he is a accomplished yogi in that path. And then we find suddenly, a few minutes later, Narendra began to sing. He was there sitting, but he started singing. This is a beautiful. The songs were full of spirit of renunciation. That is the point. So how you sing the song is the point. You pour your heart and soul into the song. What you are speaking, what the words are happening, are you sinking into those attitudes? That's the point. That's a beautiful. We sing all the time that song. Will my days pass, O Lord? Must all my days pass by so utterly in vain? That's a moving song. A sincere seeker will say, Ramakrishna used to say that every day when the sun is setting, because his room in Dakshineshwar, you go, just beyond his room is little passage, and beyond that is the Ganga, holy Ganga. So long Ganga, width of the long Ganga, and the sun will set on that direction. Every day when the sun was to set, with the tearful eyes, he will be restless, more restless. Oh Mother, this will my days pass by so utterly in vain. And I am waiting for you. And one day is gone. Today is gone. So he could not keep himself arrested. It was just very nerve-breaking as it were, and he was become restless. Today is also gone. Today is also I have not realized God. So that's yearning, and Ramakrishna recommended. That yearning is the only thing which can give us liberation. Nothing else. Sincere cry for God. Ramakrishna said, cry like a child. As a child, baby cries for his toys to mommy. Baby, when that cry comes, he does not stop until it comes. Or mom gives some other consolation or other type of consolation. So this is the cry for the Divine Mother. O Lord, that song, you know all the song, you hear all the time. Yabe ki he dino amar bifale choliye achina to divanishi ashapato nirokhiye. I am waiting that you will come. Day and night I am waiting for you. Come, come, O Lord. And then going into that mood. So when we sing on the musical note and boom, 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 tabla, and these are necessary. But the essential thing is that you sink into the idea, the meaning of this song, and feel really, this day is gone. What did I do? We all believe that God is there. We know that God realization is the goal of life. But how much we have made any effort, or how much I am feeling something lacking in my life. So we feel, sometimes we feel lacking in we have no money, we feel lack of money. We have no such friend, that's a lacking of friend. We have no job, it's a lacking a job. We feel for them, and it bothers us. But how much one is bothered by this, I have not seen God, and God is whole day, today is gone. This 5th of July is gone from my life forever. It is not coming back again. This second is gone, never to come back again. So that's sincerity. So Naren, Swami Vivekananda, embodiment of renunciation. And he's singing with so much absorption, no? You can feel how the atmosphere is being surcharged with that renunciation, mood of renunciation. And then he said, if like a bee my soul cannot embed itself deep in the lotus of thy feet, what comfort can I find in life, no? What can I gain wealth untold, neglecting thee, the supreme wealth? I take no pleasure in the sight of the most lovely infant's face, if all its loveliness reveals no trace of your dear features there. The moonlight is meaningless to me as darkest night. If the love's moon rise not in my soul firmament, it does not create that emotion, it is your beauty. to the moon, your beauty to the smiling baby's face, innocent child. What shall I do with immense wealth even, if it is not connected with you? The purest wife's unspotted love is stained if in the not set the priceless gem of love divine. If I cannot see in my wife's love with me the divine love, then what is this love means? O Lord, whenever doubt of you, born of base error and neglect, assails my mind, I writhe in pain as from a serpent's poisonous fangs. What more, O Master, shall I say? Thou art my heart's most precious jewel, the home of everlasting joy. That's why spiritual life should be always cheerful and joyful. You cry in the name of God, you analyze Advaita Vedanta, and next time you think devotion, sink in devotion. So this is called spiritual life. It is not dry life. Spiritual life is not dry. That's why our monastic sadhus, our senior swamis we saw, this moment they are singing and totally devotional. The tears are flowing from their eyes. No, another time they are. That's why Swamiji said, my ideal should be that the harmony of the four yogic practices. I want, he is addressing his brahmacharis and said, I will see that you are, this moment they will be deep in meditation. Bas, mind is going nowhere, but in God. Now they come out, they go and collect all the vegetables in the garden. In those days, Belur was poor. So they grow your vegetable and you have to sell and get some money to eat, no? So the boys should be ready next moment to come out of meditation and go and sell it in the marketplace, like a vendor, selling 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound. Sit there and sell. Equal meditation and this. Next moment they will be engaged in highest philosophical discussion. And next time they will be in the tearful eyes, cry for God. That's a perfect combination. And that's the perfect ideal of spiritual life, Now we have 4 such talents, 4 nature we have embedded in us. This nature of emotion, this nature of rationality, this nature of concentration and focus, and this nature of work, active nature, action nature. So everyone will be, but everything will be centered around God and God and God. We are talking yesterday, the secular and spiritual, 2 things are separate. No, this is the Vedanta teaches, it should be all one, all action. Every action is a worship of God. How to do that? How to reach that flight? So this is the point. So this is the way Sri Ramakrishna is presence, and that's why you call Ramakrishna Loka. Sometimes we talk about after death, we'll go to Ramakrishna Loka, the plane of Ramakrishna. What does it mean, the plane of Ramakrishna? This is the plane. You keep your mind just in high philosophical. Sri Ramakrishna, going to the highest philosophical discussion. Next moment, talking about that, going to Samadhi. Actively engaging the people, that's the action. And devotion, crying and weeping and dancing and singing, getting absorbed. And that's the atmosphere. There is no worldliness there. All is joy, 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 joy. In whatever way you can practice spiritual discipline. So further songs also have been sung, and Dr. Sarkar also came. So he will always make some digression of the talks. But anyhow, in the midst of the singing, Sri Ramakrishna had regained consciousness. Narendra sang again, Oh, when will dawn the blessed day, when love will waken in my heart, when will my tears flow uncontrolled, as I repeat the Lord's holy name, and all my longing be fulfilled. Kato dine hobe se premo sanchar. When that prema, that love, supreme love, prema, hobe sanchar, hoye purna kam, bolbo harinam, nayone bohibe premo strudhar. The tears will be rolling down, cheeks full of love for God. Kato dine. When will that day come? Naren is singing here. Oh, when all will dawn that blessed day, when love will waken in my heart, and when will my tears flow uncontrolled, as I repeat Lord Hari's name, and all my longings fulfilled. That is the fulfillment. Where is the fulfillment? When my whole heart and soul will be charged with this spirituality and love for God. Then I don't need anything of the world. Everything becomes insipid. It is worthless, useless, straw. Like a straw. No one pays any attention to a straw. So that's the fulfillment of life. That is the song says, Kato dine hobe se premo sanchar, hoye purna kam, bolbo hari naam, nayone bohibe premo strudhar. Nayone, in the eyes, will be bohibe, flow. Premo stru, the tears of love. We also cry out of pain. That's why it comes through this side. When love, tears come, it will flow this way. When that day will come, and when purna kam, I'll feel that I'm saturated with joy. I don't need anything so much. Oh wow, oh God of love, so much is here. Hoye purna kam, bolbo hari naam, nayone bohibe premoyo sudhar, kato dine hobe se premo sanchar. Preme pagul hoye hashibo kadibo, being maddened in that love. Like a mad guy sometimes laughter. You see in the Hollywood Boulevard, you go and see, sometimes they're talking to themselves, sometimes laughing, sometimes grave. Hobe preme pagol hoye hashibo kadibo Sachidananda sagore bhasibo. I'll float and swim in the ocean of Sachidananda. Wow. So these are the songs is to be done alone, singing alone with the Lord, and in this mood, deep mood of emotion, and then whole world falls apart. What this world, meaningless world, what it can give us? Here is so much, so much, so much. In the midst of the singing, Sri Ramakrishna has regained consciousness. He went to unconsciousness. Naturally, he will go to Samadhi. Naren is singing. Naturally, his mind soars high up. When Narendra finished his song, the master continued his conversation, keeping them all spellbound. The devotees looked at his face in wonder. It didn't show the slightest trace of the agonizing pain of his illness. The face shone with heavenly joy. See, you can imagine, just in your mind. That's another meditation. You can mentally feel that presence, read this part, sing some song like that, put it into music. You can put it into music. Musicians are here. These words can be put into music. With bringing that fervor, that emotion of love, that emotion of, so that it brings tears in our eyes. It's not with any... No one should understand this deeper depth. And then what we'll see, feel that Sri Ramakrishna went into Samadhi, is coming out of Samadhi, his face is beaming with joy and radiance and love and purity. No? So this is called the way. Many of us cannot meditate on Ramakrishna's form because it is very pure. We sometimes try, but it does not come. Because he lives in the very pure state of sattva quality. So our mind is not tuned to that level. That's why we cannot see that face. But don't be disheartened. That is the way we can view the Lord in this way. Whatever mental condition we are, we can lift our consciousness that in this thinking, just imagining the position, this house, some Naren sitting in the floor, the Dr. Sarkar has come, the judge is sitting over there. Feel the environment. And Ramakrishna is just, and one of the personages it were. But with this singing of Naren, because he is so pure soul, his mind, Naren is also getting absorbed, no? Unless you get absorbed, no one be inspired by you to get absorbed. But Ramakrishna is already like a dry matchstick. For Ramakrishna, a dry matchstick, you don't need to rub much. Just touch it and its spark comes out. And Ramakrishna is always ready like that. So that's why he is going to Samadhi and his face is shining like a heavenly joy. Then addressing the doctor, the master started saying, "Give up this false modesty. Why should I feel shy about singing the name of God? The proverb says very truly, one cannot realize God if one is a victim of shame, hatred, or fear. Give up such foolish notion. I am such a great man. Shall I dance and crying the name of God? What will other great men think of me on hearing of this? They may say that the doctor, poor fellow, has been dancing, uttering the name of Hari, and thus pity me. Give up all these falsehood, false notions." He's scolding. The first time I find that Sri Ramakrishna is scolding Dr. Sarkar. Sarkar used to scold him all the time. But what he says, very important. A respectable person in the society, no? Just to dance go back to the context of Ramakrishna's time, in this country or any country. Respected people, they restrict their emotions, people will not see that emotion outside, no? A professor, a principal, a big politician, they should not smile. Even here, so when Swami Vivekananda came, the priests, the fathers, the Catholic preachers, they are always grave because they are spiritual people. So this is very, very intense. And Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda used to make jokes and funs and all the time smile. So they were startled to see, hey, what type of spiritual man is he? He said, yes, I also become grave only one time, when my stomach pain starts. It is a dyspeptic condition. So if there is no joy, there is no smile in your face, what spiritual life you are doing? And your ego, I am such a great man, how can I sing, how can I dance in the name of Lord? What people will think about me? Then I, you are trying to keep your eye at the door of God. That's why nothing happens. So just be like a child in front of God and just dedicate your... So this is the call, and this very seriously is telling the Dr. Sarkar. Dr. Sarkar has come to treat Ramakrishna. But Ramakrishna is treating Dr. Sarkar. His maladies of the world and worldliness, to free him from all bondage and suffering, of the earthly life, to give him liberation. How the holy man works. That's why we have seen many of our gold sadhus. What Ramakrishna, our Swami Bhutesh Ananda Maharaj, he was the president of our order, lately he came over here. Swami came over here, spoke from this platform also. Here in Santa Barbara. So he had some health issues, so he went to Calcutta. Was not that much facility, so he went to Mumbai for some in a hospital, outside hospital. We have our own hospital. So they took him to better treatment in some reputed hospital all over India, so they took him there. And he stayed, and he was like a patient. The day all the nurses are coming and going and serving, as is the duty in any hospital we go, what they will do? Some doctor is coming, this doctor communicating to that doctor, referring to this, and this nurse and that nurse coming, going, duty shifting, this, that. And he had to stay about more than a month. And it is different than that of this country. They don't want to release you until you are fully cured. Post-operational care is much important than immediately releasing them, immediate after. Here operation is good, all tools are good, but post-operational care is not that important. You go home, and if you are in trouble, then come to us. Insurance company, and now also India is happening that. Anyhow, that's not my issue. My point is that when he was there in the hospital center, and just a sadhu, a holy man, but when he was released, the day he was released, so some swamis from our own other centers have come and with few cars to receive him and his attendants and that sort of. When he's coming, surprisingly it was a scene. All the nurses and the doctors of the hospital center outside, we have no connection with them. They all came to greet and say farewell to the Swami. How much impact a holy man can do. He didn't say anything, he didn't give sermons, he didn't do it, but his own personality, sweet behavior, what he is radiating from his life, that helped them to understand the spirituality. So Ramakrishna's presence, forget that. Dr. Sarkar will be transformed. That's very natural. Anyone will be transformed in touch of Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna is such a power that by a glance one can be cured from all the maladies of life. Ramakrishna said at this end that I need not have to touch. I will tell you, and you touch that person, he will be liberated from bondage. What a power, no? So this is a power of God, power of incarnation. So now doctor.
Is saying it's only for that particular person or any monk of Ramakrishna mission?
Any monk, if any monk raise their consciousness and spiritual practice to that level, we are not same, we are all different. Though we are all in the same school. But someone is a top boy, topper, we call topper. Not all boys will be topper. But they are struggling to get some. That's why the difference is there with their spiritual practice or how they lead their life, how intense were their sadhana, how pure were they. All these factors will be the determining factor there. Lokeshwarananda Swami came here. Baba, how much? He will just within few minutes you will create such an impact on your mind, you will never forget your life. So when he passed away in Calcutta, and all over the world he was very famous, very elegant person, very distinguished person. But whole Calcutta, thousands and thousands on the whole, both sides of the road. How many people die every day? Who cares for that? He died, and his dead body was carried in an open air so that people can see, because they know that people will come. From Gold Park in Calcutta to Belur Math, they brought the body. Thousands and thousands of people on the both sides of the sidewalk, They assembled to see that holy man. You see, what impact? So these are their spirituality. That as deep is their spirituality, so much will be there. So this is very one thing to learn here. What we are learning, that Dr. Sarkar is a well-established person in the society. He has his little sense of dignity. I am a reputed doctor, and his fees were 32 rupees those days, 32 or something. 32 rupees means how much you can understand. Ramakrishna was the worshipper, he was a priest. And his priestly salary was 7 rupees a month. And his one visit costed 32 rupees. How many times? 5 times. 5 times the whole month. 5 months' salary was his one visit. The meaning, he is very rich and very learned, and people used to respect him for his treatment and other things. But he naturally has some sort of social status, that I cannot mix with anyone, I cannot talk to anyone. I should have a level of dignity. Millionaires talk with the millionaires. They have a ranking thing. Very highly educated people, they talk to the highest educated. They don't come to talk to a fool or ordinary person. So these people has their dignity in their level. But Ramakrishna says that's not good. It is good in other areas, but when you come to God, just dance and sing in the name of God. That is the advice he has given. Then Dr. Sarkar will not let it go. The doctor said, I never bother about what people say. I don't care a straw about their opinions, Master. Yes, I know of your strong feeling about that, and all laugh. Because every time you, in every expression, you say, I am somebody, I understand. That we understand. And that's why everyone laughed. Go beyond knowledge and ignorance. Only then can you realize God. To know many things is ignorance. Pride of scholarship is also ignorance. Go to the scholars and tell this. They'll, what trash book you are reading? No, if you go to the scholars and say that the scholarship is in ignorance, So go beyond knowledge and ignorance. Only then can you realize God. So we are talking of God, 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 God. Not Satchidananda Brahma, not telling anything. But Ramakrishna, simple word, God. But what is that God? You have to go beyond ignorance. Okay, I am ignorant. I have to go beyond. But I also know. If you have that ego, you have to go beyond that. The Upanishad says that he who says he knows, he does not know. Because he has the ego still, that level of knowledge. So go beyond both. Gyan or Gyaner par. Go beyond the ignorance and knowledge. Pride of scholarship is also ignorance. The unwavering conviction that God alone dwells in all beings is jnana. Unwavering conviction. Unwavering conviction means firmness in understanding. Unwavering, firmness itself is a strong word. Unwavering means, this morning I have conviction, and now I doubt. I understand, but now I think it is not. We always move around from this to this to this. Sometimes I have conviction, sometimes I lose conviction. But no, here it says some unwavering conviction that God alone is the only person dwelling in the heart of all. He is the jnana, that is the knowledge. To know Him, capital, intimately is called vijnana, a richer knowledge. To know Him intimately means this intimacy, that the Lord resides in the heart of everyone and Lord is everyone. That is the vijnana. Intimately knowing means every inch of God is known to that soul. If a thorn gets into your feet, a second thorn is needed to take it out. When it is out, then what do? Both thorns are thrown away. You have to procure the thorn of knowledge first, to remove the thorn of ignorance. Then you must set aside both knowledge and ignorance. God is beyond both knowledge and ignorance. One Lakshmana said to Rama, "Brother, how amazing it is that such a wise man as Vasishtha wept bitterly at the death of his sons." Rama said, "Brother, he who has knowledge," you are talking that Vasishtha is a rishi, but he is a man of no wisdom. So if you say as a knowledge, naturally must also have ignorance. He who has knowledge of one thing must also have knowledge of many things. He who is aware of light is also aware of darkness. But Brahman is beyond knowledge and ignorance, virtue and vice, merit and demerit, cleanliness and uncleanliness. First we say that, "Oh Lord, make me pure, make me clean, make me stainless." No? That means condition is that I am unclean, I am ignorant, I am impure. And that's a later level of purity. Then you reach there. When you say pure, I am pure, that means you also have the idea of impurity. Because one, light and darkness should be, so long light is there, so long darkness is here. So you cannot say only light. Only light is a state where your mind does not function. You cannot say darkness and the dazzling light when you are blinded. Then you don't see. Neither in darkness also you don't see. In bright light, dazzling light, you don't see. But it is seeing through and through. That means the knowledge of duality is to be given up. Also knowledge of I am that is to be given up. So both beyond all this is the reality. See how Ramakrishna, singularly Ramakrishna then recited the following song. He's giving some sermon. That's why that has become so charming. He's talking such a high philosophy and then says, "Come, let us go for a walk of my mind to Kali, the wish-fulfilling tree." And there beneath it gathered the four fruits of life, no? Chalo mon bedate jabi. Oh my mind, let us go for a walk. And if you go, what you will get? Kali kalpaturu mile, at the tree of Mother Kali. And the tree bears fruits. What are the fruits? All four types of fruit. Chari phal kudaye pabi. You will be able to gather four types of fruits there. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Come, let us go for a walk, O my mind, to Kali, the wish-fulfilling tree, and there beneath it gather the four fruits of life. When you learn to lie, O my mind, in the abode of blessedness, with cleanliness and defilement on either side of you, only when you have found the way to keep your wives constantly under a single roof will you behold the matchless form of Mother Shama. So, the duality remains. Even in the knowledge, when you say knowledge, there is a concept of ignorance also. When you say one, you should have a concept of two also. So go beyond the concept of one. Not only first go beyond the concept of two, and then reach a point, and there you go beyond the concept of one also. Then the Sambhavu. Whereas the Sambhavu was the judge. Sir, what remains after one throws away both the thorns? You said, they gave the example, if one thorn pricks at your feet, try to collect another thorn and pick it, pick, and bring out. And then what happens? You throw away. Then the question, what happens then? Master, Nitya Shuddha Bodharupam, the eternal and ever pure consciousness. What remains? If you go beyond Jnana and Ajnana, what remains? Nitya Shuddha Bodha Swarupam. Nitya means eternal, Shuddha means pure, Bodha means awareness or consciousness, Rupam, that is the Swarupam. That only remains, that absolute consciousness, ever pure consciousness and eternal truth, that remains. How can I make it clear to you? Ramakrishna said, what remains you are asking, how can I make it clear to you? Suppose a man who has never tasted ghee, clarified buttermilk, asks, what does ghee taste like? Now, how can we explain that to him? At the most you can say, what is ghee like? It is just like ghee. What is God like? God like God. What is Satchidananda? It is Satchidananda. That much you can say. A young girl asked her friend, well friend, your husband is here. What sort of pleasure do you enjoy with him? The friend answered, my dear, you will know it for yourself when you get a husband. How can I explain it to you? It is called aparoksha anubhuti. No paroksha. Paroksha means whatever experience you get, it is all. Paroksha means secondary. Because it is coming, there is something, my eyes are maybe defective, I may perceive it wrongly. Suppose eyes are not defective, with sensation, when nervous system may be some problem. Suppose nervous system is good, my neurons action will be there, some problem may be there. Suppose that is correct, then it reports to the mind. Mind may be troubled, so it will report wrongly to the boss, buddhi, intellect. Intellect, there may be some understanding wrong, then it may, suppose it is right, then it sends to the consciousness or memory stick. And then it catches all images from that. And then Atman sanctions, okay, stamp, correct, go. And then comes back. But anywhere in between this perception, there is a chance of breaking the connection. So this is called, that's why it is not dependable. That's why it all go beyond that, all the instrumentality. That's why it's called bodha sarupa. It is only anubhuti sarupa, only experience only. Every cell of the body will be resonating with that joy. That is the aparoksha, no paroksha. No, not depending on any instrument, because these are instruments maybe not correct, are not perfectly right. And now no instrument can work there, so go beyond all instrumentality. see the thing yourself. And that is called seeing God. Seeing God does not mean I see like this. Seeing God means going beyond duality. The Ramakrishna is dual or non-dual or Shakto or Shaiva, I do not know what you say here. Advaita says, yes, he is Advaita. Shakta will say, yes, Shakta. There is only that mother. Okay. Shiva, it is Shiva. Only Shiva nature, nothing else. So, but we fight with this. It is this bada and that bada. Bad. Bad means get out. That's why all badas, all these philosophies, all these intellectual debates are only up to intellect. But this itself has a problem. No, the whole world is fighting here. My philosophy, my idea, your idea, this idea, that idea. Go beyond. And then we enjoy what is there beyond. Who will tell that? These instruments are not capable of translating that message, what is beyond. It is said in the Purana and that the Bhagavati, see, now he is Brahman, no? See? So long you say, what is ghee like? It is like ghee. Nitya Shuddha Bodha Rupam. Is it a language of Vedanta or it is a language of Sakto or Saiva? What? Nitya Shuddha Buddha Rupam, Sarupam, no? A Vedantic language. Now he is starting to switching. Every moment Ramakrishna is one paragraph, and second paragraph Mother, some paragraph Brahman, some paragraph Ramakrishna, some paragraph Shiva. What is the, for him there is no distinction between this. But we make the distinction. See, it is said in the Purana, now he is quoting, just he suggested that transcendental reality cannot be explained. Now, next line he says, it is said in the Purana that Bhagavati, the Divine Mother, was once born as the daughter of King Himalaya. After her birth, she showed her father her many forms. The Lord of the mountains, after enjoying all these visions, said to the Divine Mother, may I have the vision of Brahman, as it is described in the Vedas? Then the Divine Mother answered, Father, if you want to have that vision of Brahman, you must live in the company of the holy man. Now, see, now your mother is necessary to get this knowledge, enter into the knowledge. Shaktavad will say, yeah, you see, mother, without mother, how can you go to Brahman? He said, your mother is the prime. All are same to understand this. What Brahman cannot be described in words. Somebody once said that everything in the world has been made impure, like food that has touched the tongue, and that Brahman alone remains undefiled. The meaning is this: all scriptures and holy books, the Vedas, the Puranas, the Tantras, and so forth, may be said to have been defiled because their contents have been uttered by the tongue of men. But what Brahman is, no tongue has yet been able to describe. Therefore, Brahman is still undefiled. One cannot describe in words the joy of play and communion with Satchidananda. See, the language coming. He says one cannot describe in words the joy of play. Play means duality. But there is no language. Play and communion with Satchidananda. He alone knows who has realized it. Okay? So we can end here. So Satchidananda. But this all this Satchidananda, he is talking about the highest goal, but he is saying, cry and weep for God. Don't keep your any shyness for when you chant the name of Lord, when you dance in the name of God. Forget about what people, what is the value of these people. So if we think this way, that spiritual life will flourish. That's why I always suggest, sing songs, read this book. See, within few pages, see so much songs. Ramakrishna himself is singing. Just is coming back from that to sweeter life. In a dry, grumpy face. religion. It is a religion of love and fullness. Do you have any question? For a few minutes we end here. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. So tomorrow Swami Medhananda or what? Who is there? Swami Medhananda. Class at 7:30. Please come. And if you have any question for a few minutes, then...
It's a very long topic.
Question is a big question.
Yeah, no question. What is the topic?
His topic. Achha. Vivekananda's Hindu Dharma and Sri Ramakrishna. A close reading. Vivekananda and Ramakrishna. So, we'll get two perspectives.
But what about the deep pool? Some people, the elephant comes into the pool, but they won't cry because they're deep soul. Some people cry very easily and very quickly. Are all tears worth the same then?
Shortly before that conversation, M is talking to Dr. Sarkar in the carriage, and Dr. Sarkar says, I don't cry. And M said, Ramakrishna said, that's because you're a deep soul, and then he gives the elephant going into the water. And then Swamiji also was feeling bad because everyone was crying and rolling, but he wasn't. So my question is, some people cry easily, some people take a long time to cry, but they feel...
It is not... yes, this crying thing is very personal. When some people maybe with little something emotion comes, there we say check that emotion, so that it becomes deeper, more powerful, and then you will feel more joy. So little emotion is always brings us some connections with our nervous system and things. So it should be strong nerve, so that higher spiritual energy we can understand. So that's why little emotion, it is your personal, no? You are not to show other people standing there, oh, I am crying for God. But no, but you are meditating, if someone sees that you are crying, that's nothing, you have to do nothing with it. But it is your own inner feeling of connectedness will bring the tears. It is automatically will bring. You need not have to make any effort. But when emotion comes, you have to check it in sense, mentally say, no, let me meditate on God more, or feel connected with Him more. So that in mental process, if we put more and more, we will be able to enjoy more and deeper peace, deeper joy. Some people maybe with little something they get emotional. That is our, in day-to-day life we see that. In spiritual life also, it may be like that, that's nothing bad, but it should be, according to Vedanta, we should be little more strong to hold it. Hold it within and channelize it to more thinking of God. When it coming, rather than making an expression when it goes out. Some noble thing has come, and if you express it, it goes away. But if you can suppress it, it becomes remain here. And that will be making the nervous system, stronger nervous system. And then you will be able to higher spiritual energy, higher spiritual experience, higher joys will come. Then your body will not revolt. That's why we practice.
How do we know if we're practicing hard enough?
How?
I guess, how do we know if we're trying hard enough? How do we know if we're practicing, sitting for long enough when we're practicing? How do we know if we're attitudinally, if we're letting our minds go places we shouldn't, like,
Closer.
How do we know if we're trying hard enough, if we're making enough of an effort?
Hard effort.
Yeah.
How do you know you have done enough of your practice or effort you are exerting? Okay. How do we know that we are exerting our enough effort to realize God? You don't make it too much stressful. As I said, Do your best and find joy, cheerfulness. And that move in the cheerful life. Otherwise, when you stress out too much, it works on overworked in the nerves. And that may be 1 or 2 days good, but in the ultimate sense, you may not be able to hold it, and it may have some reaction. We want spiritual life a smooth journey. It should not have a jerk. Some people drive their car, no? You cannot feel that car is really going, no? And some people do jerk. Boom! Break! So that is a jerk. Life, and spiritual life should not be like that. It should be very smooth, cheerful. At least Ramakrishna's teaching. Cry, weep, pray, analyze this, that. Try to do. What did I do? How much I did? Don't assess. Now I make a resolution, I will do every moment, try to exert my effort. No? I did this much, I forgot with something. Don't have to think, I have not done enough effort. Okay, now do. Let it be continuous feedback, positive direction, let it go on, and your strength is gradually increasing. Spiritual life, those who say, is a harsh life, tough life, renunciation is tough, they are not doing anything. Renunciation will be spontaneous, because it is really love God as much as we go one step east, one step should be falling back. It is mathematics. How it will happen? So we'll have to do according to our capacity, no? You may have a very sports car, I may have ordinary bike. If I have a bike, I will try to continue on my bike, and God will provide one sports car. Making a spiritual journey faster. But I am in with the bike. Let me have it. I am walking. Okay? Let me continuously walk, and when you get tired, sit down a little bit, and then I have to walk. Okay? Go on walk. But don't stress too much walking at one stage, and then you get so exhausted, then you don't go another hour, you take a rest. So that's why Shanai Pantha, Shanai Kantha, Shanai Parvatalanganam. This is the formula of a good spiritual student. Shanai Pantha. If you have to cover a distance of, say 5 miles you have to walk, you cannot just jump because I am to go. And you are a failure. Rather you go, speed up, make your step, every step. Shanai. Shanai means slowly. According to your step. You don't exhaust by running few, and then you exhaust for 20 minutes. You lose your capacity. So, Shanai Pantha, you have to cross a road or a distance, you go step by step. Shanai Kantha, when you prepare a quilt, in see, our grandma and other early days, they used to hand sewing. It takes a long time to prepare a quilt. So, Shanai, you cannot express. Now machine is there, they can... But that also, machine takes some time to finish that. You cannot just touch it and finish it. It cannot do. They are trying to make it faster. The spiritual life also. Slowly you will do. You have to climb the mountain top. Shanai Parvata Langhanam. You want to cross the top of the mountain, no? Slowly go. Otherwise, your heart will be pounding and your breath will be short. Rather, you do acclimatize, go and go. Only focus that I am to go. Charaiveti, Upanishad says. Charaiveti, Humkara smakam. This is our call. Move on. Who is giving this hunkara? Vivekananda. Charaiveti, Hunkara smakam. So don't stop, and you will reach the goal. So tell your mind, let me move on. Never get this feeling of despondency. It comes in our life, but that is not good. Rather cheerful, sing a song that time and dive deep into the meaning, and your mind will be different instantly. You are frustrated, nothing happening. Huh? And what will you see after that? Then sing a song. Be cheerful instantly. Or you like something, read a good book that will inspire you. Go to do some garden work if you like it. Try to see that here. But keep the mind in cheerfulness in God. Cheerfulness can be kept in so many ways. People are all trying to keep themselves cheerful. By drinking, by dancing, by nightclub, by party. There are all methods have been. There are so many methods. But those methodologies are not for us. We know that may not be suitable for us. Not to criticize anyone, that is good for some other people maybe. But the point is that we should have to always be focused and attentive and move on. And cheerful and joyful. You didn't do anything. Okay, I didn't do anything. Oh Lord, sing and dance. I could not do. And now I think that I have not done it. But sincerity is the question. And how intense you will feel, how much joy you are feeling. That's yours. Are you doing enough? Are you feeling joy? Little touch of joy every day, little more and more. Because it is here already. One question has come, does the Guru connect his soul to the soul of disciple to help disciple to self-realize? Guru only connect the soul to the soul of disciple, soul of disciple with the soul of God. They try to give a connection. But that is the sadhana, that power, spiritual energy of the Lord will flow into this disciple, so that the disciple will be enlightened. So it is actually, Guru is a matchmaker. And that much is the only thing we can say. And powerful gurus like Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Vivekananda, they are different. They have come for a different, they have the enormous power to just give liberation at will. Because he is God himself. No? His compassion falls. With Shiva Mahimna Stotra we chant every morning. When his glance, benign glance falls on anyone, he becomes a refuge. One who takes refuge in Shiva, and Shiva casts his glance, then the person who taking refuge, he became the refuge of others. So that is the point. So God's grace, Guru, how to Guru means just to give us a guidance and direction to connect with that. But we have to do ourselves. Powerful gurus, they take away our karma. But ordinary gurus, they connect us with God. And we will have to work sincerely, and then God's grace will come. If you are connected properly, then you have to make an effort to reach that. And then freedom will come. So it is God's grace. Okay? We are done. Very good. Good. So, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you all for coming, and those who are online.